that time.
I didn't even talk that time. Hello, and welcome to Tea and a Buddy. Eric is just making fun of my intro face that I do for all of you that you can't even see. Yes, I look at her and I just go, I'm about to say it. I just opened my mouth a little bit and she started cracking up.
Oh my god, yeah, we can never go on camera.
We can
we will be...
There'll be a lot of bloopers.
Oh my god. I don't know what it is. It's just every time.
Anyway, welcome to Tea and a Buddy.
Welcome.
This is the Tea and a Buddy podcast where we talk about everything.
Everything.
I'm Dominic.
I'm Erica.
And on this episode, we're going to be talking about our experiences traveling and, in hostels, in and out of hostels. And yeah, and people, as you say, people give hostels a bad rep because, they think, oh, it's dirty, it's cheap, but we're very cheap people,
I love how
we're in the cheap seats,
We're very cheap people,
Because if we could afford not to be cheap, we wouldn't be so cheap, but we can't afford to be cheap.
We wouldn't be so cheap, but I think we would still,
or something. Sorry, that was me. And adjusting in the seat. Oh my
god, I didn't know what was happening.
Adjusting in the seat. These shorts are very loud in more ways than one.
Shorts. Oh my god, no. Yeah, I mean, I like a deal.
Who doesn't love a bargain?
And you don't want to compromise safety or anything like that, but if you can get a good deal and you can stay like in the heart of whatever city it is that you're staying in,
yeah,
why not stay in a hostel?
Let's do it.
I mean, you mentioned before, people I think are mostly afraid of having to share a room with strangers.
Thieves, murderers. That's what they all...
Thieves, eh?
That's what they all... Thieves and murderers, aren't they? That's who you could be staying with. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean, people are afraid of getting their stuff stolen. But, if you're a smart traveler, you don't really travel with super expensive, like,
cameras
stuff,
and
clothes
laptops
or jewelry
and clothes,
or whatever.
Jewelry, money, super expensive money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we watch YouTubers who travel and stay in hostels, and they do have really expensive like equipment. And so far, nobody's mentioned
Oh yeah, I got back to. Well, I mean, they're always taking it out with them for a start.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's going to get stolen off them, it's going to be of someone in the street, or something, a chancer.
So let us know real quick. Those of you who are listening, let us know, tweet us or Facebook us or something like that. And let us know if you've ever stayed in a hostel or if you would ever consider staying in a hostel. Let us know, like, if you wouldn't consider staying in a hostel, let us know why. Like, what are your concerns? What are you worried about?
Are you worried about the cleanliness? Because that's a major concern. Are you just like, I don't want to be caught snoring with 9 other people in there or 10 other people.
Or someone keeping me up snoring.
Someone keeping you up snoring, yeah.
Yeah. Or just like, I think a lot of the youth hostels particularly have a reputation for being like loud.
Well, yeah, we've experienced that firsthand. This is going to be more of a little story time.
Yeah, so I had never stayed in hostels before the first time I went to London. And
way back in 2007.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
London's super expensive. If you've ever been there, you know that. It's probably up there with New York City. So it's like it's expensive to get a room. But there are really, really cheap alternatives, and somehow we totally lucked out, didn't we?
We lucked out
first time in London.
With the London House Hotel?
The London House Hotel. So it says hotel in the name.
Kensington Square Gardens in Bayswater or something it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good,
I think they were transitioning. I think they were a hostel becoming like a little boutique hotel. So they were transitioning. I don't know. We got a really, really good rate.
They had the builders in.
Yeah, but I don't remember there being like noise or dust, like when someone's renovating or something like that, there's usually like signs of it around, and they'll also have it posted like excuse our dust or something
excuse
like that.
Our mess, we are renovating.
Yeah, but I don't remember anything
we're refurbishing, because I don't think the word renovating is really used in Britain.
Oh.
Not really sure about that. It might be now. I'll have to check.
But it was a really, really nice... I can't remember now how much how much it was a night.
It wasn't like £2 a night.
No.
I mean, people, because, like, oh, I was paying £2 a night in London to stay, and it was a really crap hostel. People were on top of me. I didn't know who they were.
So usually in a hostel, you pay per person. So you can get a 2-person room or you can get a 5-person room, but you're going to pay for all 5 of those people if you don't want strangers staying with you.
Yes,
You're going to pay the rate for all 5 of the people that the room is able to hold, which is understandable. I mean, a lot of young people and a lot of groups of friends and stuff, they want to travel on the cheap, so they'll all share a room. And it's just like, if you don't want other people in the room with you, you're taking up a whole room, which I don't think we ever did. I think we've always been able to find just a 2-person room because I don't want to pay for
2-person room with a bathroom, usually with a bathroom.
Yeah,
the first one we did, like,
bathroom,
we lucked out because it had an ensuite bathroom, and it was on the top floor. It was like 3 stories up.
Maybe,
Yeah. Because you went back and stayed in there when you left, didn't you?
Yeah.
Same room and everything.
No. It was a 1-person room.
1-person room, whatever. Yeah. Well, it was still good, but so you've got a lot of luggage carrying that up, and there's no lift.
Yeah.
Elevator. But yeah, I mean, that was a really good one. It was clean. It was nice. It was in a prime location. The tube was right around the corner.
It was really nice. It was like a little boutique hotel, but and I don't remember it being. Yeah, the area was not loud at all. But I don't remember the hostel being particularly loud either. Like, I don't remember. There were a lot of people staying there. A lot of if you've ever stayed in a hostel in London, or probably just any hotel in London, there's a lot of international people, like, just from all over the world, which I love that, really.
All over the world.
Yeah.
You get there was a lot of Italians and Germans staying when we stayed there.
And I seem to think the girl who checked us in was like Australian or something.
She was Australian, yeah.
Yeah, because what they do at a lot of these hostels is you can work there and stay there for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You exchange work temporarily, obviously. And I think, I mean, you have to work it out, like, with a visa and everything. I don't think. I mean, you could probably do it, like, under the table in cash, but
Yeah.
But I don't think someone like a hostel's really going to risk that for the most part.
They're not. Yeah, they need. Yeah, they don't need the aggro.
Yeah. But you can do that. They have what is it called? Like a working holiday visa?
It's a working holiday visa. Yeah, I'm not really too sure on those. I mean, it's been a long time since I looked at visas, because.
But a lot of the hostels do have that. So
yeah.
You can stay there for free, but you're going to be working like a shift.
You're going to be working the shift at the desk or whatever. Yeah. So yeah.
But anyway, this first one was really nice. It was just like a little hotel. Everything was clean. We had our own bathroom.
It was a nice bathroom too, as I remember, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was like a nice little hotel, and they had breakfast, which I don't think all the hostels do have.
And so we come to the best portion, to the story time.
The best portion of the story.
The first time. God. The first night we stayed there, and this is Erica's first time in the UK, overseas at all.
So I got there that day.
You got there that day.
We stayed the night.
And, we got up in the morning and we went down for breakfast, which was in the cellar of this place.
Yeah.
And it was everybody there,
it was House Hotel. They've since renovated or refurbished.
Yes.
It's really, I think we went in there just to, like, have a look one time.
Yeah.
Recently. And it's really nice. So if you want to check that out, London House Hotel. I think it's still called the same.
I think it's still called the same thing, yeah.
Anyway, back to your story.
Back to my story, yes. It's just as much as your story as mine. So we got up and we went down for breakfast, and it was a continental breakfast. It was like buffet style.
Yeah.
Cornflakes.
Continental meaning they had like cereal and
toast and jam and
jam, yeah. That was about it.
And coffee
maybe
and
like
tea.
Bananas and oranges.
Yeah. So anyway, I get my cornflakes, and they had these jugs of milk out, and I just picked one and I put it up, and and I went to sit down. And Erica got hers, and I wasn't really watching her, and she got hers, and she came, and she sat down and across from me, and I was just eating, and we were talking and stuff, and then all of a sudden she kind of took a bite of her cornflakes, and then made a face.
I did not make a face.
You did. You made a face. And she looked at everybody else like all suspiciously. You know, like when you're at a dinner party in an Agatha Christie novel and you think someone's trying to poison you. That was the face she made. Because I remember it was really weird. And I was just, and you know, she looked at me and then she looked at kind of like from side to side, you know. Like, oh, you know, this is a bit weird. What's going on here? And I was like, what's the matter? And I said to her, what's the matter? And she just said, I'm not hungry. She just went, I'm not really hungry. I'm not really hungry. And I was like, what? You know, I was like, it's breakfast time. We're going to do a lot of walking today. This is London. You're going to see all the sights. We're going to be going around. It's like, we can go pick something up. But I was just like, and then it kind of clicked. I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't know. It clicked with me what the problem was. I don't know why it clicked with me what the problem was, but it clicked. And and I'd never heard like the bad food stereotype before.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, she's not eating because she thinks cornflakes are bad or something.
No, you said, oh, what? Yeah,
I said, what's wrong with your cornflakes? And you were like, oh, I'm just not hungry. Oh, it's nothing. And you were kind of still looking around at all the other people, like to see like what's going on here. You know, is this some kind of? I was like, what's the matter? What's the matter with him? You know, you got the same thing as me, cornflakes, you know. And then I think I reached over with my spoon or something, and I took a bite, and I was like, and I went, oh, God. When I got up to the thing,
Nice.
to the breakfast table, I noticed there were 2 jugs of milk there, and one of them was sweating. And I felt it, and it was warm.
They weren't jugs, though. They were like pitchers.
They were pitchers. Well, jugs. Yeah, pitchers. Yeah, that's the same thing.
I thought no, when you say jug, I'm picturing like a jug of milk, like a carton of milk or something.
Yeah, no, they were like, they were like big pitchers of milk, yeah. And of course, you know, like some of the international ones, you know, like, I don't know, Italy. This was winter. We were in London in winter, so it was really cold out.
Yeah, it was almost December.
And I figured, oh, this is just warm milk for their coffee. You know, but obviously Erica hadn't felt the
No, I
milk.
just grabbed it by the freaking handle.
You just grabbed it by the handle and you didn't really realize, you know. And I, for some reason, because I figured out, oh, you know, like, oh, that's for, you know, because I think I picked it up beforehand. And I thought, oh, it's hot. So
I didn't notice it was sweating. It's just like, who has a pitcher of warm milk, like, sitting around? I just grabbed it.
It was warm milk for their coffee or whatever, the Germans or the Italians, whoever, they like that sort of thing, or somebody likes that, you know. I personally, I don't, you know, but they do. And anyway, you know, when I was like, I reached over and I was like, and I was just like, why did you put warm milk in there? Why did you do that? You know, and you're just like, oh, you mean you don't have it like that? I was like, no, we don't put warm milk in our cereal. Hot milk. It was hot milk.
I didn't know. I'd only heard the British food was terrible. So I was like, I took a bite and it was like, oh God, this is warm milk. Like, this must be how they eat their...
I don't know what we did. Did we bin the
I
cereal?
guess so.
Yeah, I must have went and binned it and made her another thing. And, you know, and she was all right then. She was like, the relief was palpable because she thought, oh God, I'm going to be here for a week having to eat hot milk cereal.
Yes,
and,
that's
you
what
know,
I thought. I was just like, oh God, I'm going to have to just eat like toast every day. Well, I mean...
Toast with...
But you hadn't
with
heard,
warm butter.
You were unaware of the stereotype over here.
I was totally unaware of it. I'd not heard of it before.
I've heard it all my life. I've heard it my entire
life. It's
a
weird stereotype.
And then my
too.
aunt, for some reason, when I said I was going, she was like, "Oh yeah, the food's terrible. Watch out for the food or whatever." Just before I left, so then I get the freaking cornflakes with the warm milk, and I was like, "Oh God, this is the way they eat their cornflakes. This is disgusting." But yes. I didn't want to be rude. You
didn't want to be rude. You just wanted to look around as if we were trying to poison you.
It was just like
you just had your face on. You were just like, I'm not hungry. I just remember, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. Oh, I don't know. I'm not hungry. I was just like, what is the matter? You know, I was like, and then I was like, it clicked with me on something. What's wrong with the cornflakes? And I just,
Yeah, I don't know how you figured it out. You just.
Because, you know, I just figured, oh.
I could have been not hungry. You didn't know.
You're just not hungry. And I thought, oh, is there something wrong? You know, but I thought, no, she was fine like 5 minutes ago. Something had to have happened between now.
She fixed herself a whole bowl, so.
Yes. That's probably what it was. That was like, you wouldn't have fixed yourself a whole bowl and then just said, I'm not hungry. And then I don't know, something made the connection of me like, oh, you know, I went back in my mind and I was like, oh yeah, I almost picked up that hot milk thing. And then I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh God, you hot milk in your bloody cereal.
I genuinely thought, oh God, it's started, you know, the terrible food.
The terrible
it's
food.
Begun.
Because I think before that I'd given you a sausage roll from Greg's
and
you didn't like it. She didn't like the sausage roll from Greg's, and this was in the days before vegan sausage rolls or any of that nonsense.
Oh my God. Yeah, so anyway, that was our London House Hotel experience.
Yeah, that was the beginning of everything. Because
I don't know the next one we stayed at. The next time we were in London. Yeah, because the one we stayed at in Liverpool was a hotel, I think.
The Dolby.
Yeah.
It was on Queen's Dock, I think. It was really good, really nice. It was like a cabin tile, cabin style.
Yeah. So yeah, we have had some experiences. I mean, we've had hostels where the bathroom was only like partially in the room and then the rest of the was like
I think that might have been the next one we stayed at. The next time we were in London, because they had the twin beds. And well, it was the single beds.
It was like a sink and a shower were in, or I don't even know if there was. Yeah, I think there was a sink in there.
There was a sink in the room, and a shower.
Like a shower stall.
And it was a shower stall.
Just in the room.
Yeah, there wasn't like any kind of like partition to the bathroom with the sink and everything, you know. It was literally in the room. They put the plumbing, you know, it was like a bed sit. It was kind of like a bed sit type of thing.
Yeah.
I've got a photo of it somewhere.
Yeah, the shower stall, like, it was just a little square shower and it was just there in the room.
They just inserted it into the room, yeah.
I think one side was like solid, like the side that was facing toward the room. I don't think it was glass all the way.
No, I don't think it was glass all the way around.
But it's just like, okay.
Yeah. And the sink was right next to it. And the toilet wasn't even there.
Right, the toilet was down the hall.
Down the hall,
so that was my first experience. Was that your first experience of having to go to the bathroom, like?
Oh yeah,
outside
maybe.
Of
Yeah,
the room?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe I'd done it before.
I mean, the thing about Dominic and I, we don't spend hardly any time in the room. When we travel together, it's just like we want to be out seeing stuff.
The only time we spend in the room is like when we got back there after a day out.
And we're dead tired.
We're dead tired and we're ready to go to sleep.
Yeah. And then we get up in the morning and get ready and leave. You know, so it's like we're not really the kind of people who need to have all the what do you call it? Like just all the
fancy food and fancy friends and fancy things.
Yeah, all the accompaniments that come with like
you know, we don't need like
we don't need a great
grand
view
suite
or
a great sea view or you know whatever.
Like a mint on our pillow and all of
mint
that.
Mint on a pillow.
Yeah, we don't need it. It's just like
ducks made out of origami ducks made out of the towels or whatever.
I don't want bed bugs, obviously. You don't want bed bugs. And you don't want someone like breaking down your door in the middle of the night to get you or your stuff. You want to feel safe. You want to feel like you're in a fairly safe neighborhood. And you don't want to take bed bugs home. And that's about
that's it. Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really just another story popped into my head.
The crappiest, are you going to tell the crappy hostel story
in London,
the crappy one that we did stay in?
It was called Hostel 63 or something.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it was just a number.
It was like a number. Yeah, it was just like a put up. Yeah, that was. We call it the weekday hostel.
First of all, we were gonna stay somewhere else, weren't we? And they were like, our beds are all we're all booked up or something.
Something
and they were
weird
like,
happened,
but
yeah.
we also own this one down the street.
Yeah,
or
that's what
something.
it was. Yeah, I think we went there, didn't we? We went there and they were like, oh no, you're not staying here tonight.
Yeah.
You're staying across there.
Yeah, it's just a couple
blocks
buildings down or whatever.
And yeah, that's it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
So we went and stayed there, and it was literally mattresses on the floor.
Yes, this one was. This one was
we
not
got
okay.
we should have kind of walked out then. That was the one we stayed in with Scott.
It wasn't dirty.
It wasn't dirty, but it was like there was bunk beds.
There was one. No, there was one bed.
There was
one single bed, and then 2 single mattresses on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It wasn't.
I thought
even
there was a
beds,
bunk bed in there with no mattresses on it. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
Oh, maybe it was a bunk bed.
But yeah, there was 2 mattresses literally on the floor and no. There was like one sheet or a couple of sheets or something, wasn't there?
Yeah.
To like cover up with.
I
And
mean,
that was
in one
literally
case you
it.
could see that there were no bed bugs because there was no like bedding and the thing was on the floor, but it was just like, yeah.
And
there was no bathroom in that place.
There was no bathroom in that place. The bathroom was down.
Totally.
And it was stinking. It was awful.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
The worst part of that was that everything was soaking wet in that bathroom. So like you went in there to go use the bathroom, you had to put your shoes on to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, they had some sort of leak. It wasn't like pee everywhere or anything like that. Well, I don't think it was anyway.
I don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, it was. I don't think it was. I think it was just water from like the shower or whatever.
Yeah. And the toilet was clogged up.
The toilet was clogged up. You couldn't use the
I'm
toilet.
not using the bathroom here.
The sink was like
shower here.
those double tapped sinks that,
Luckily, it was just one night. That was like Dominic and his friend Scott had come to pick me up from London, and then we were going to go back to Wales. So we were just spending the night in London. I got in like
that was the Cockfosters.
I got in early in the morning, so we were just going to have like the day in London, spend the night, and then go back to Wales the next day. Yeah, that was the Cockfosters.
You could tell that if you want.
Another time, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, as soon as we didn't get to stay in the place that we thought we were going to stay in, and we had to like, I don't know, all of these little hostels, like Dominic said before, they don't have elevators. Like you're going to carry your suitcase.
You're going to be walking upstairs.
Many
there's like 3 or 4 flights of stairs.
And most of them are really old buildings, so the stairs are narrow and steep, and the hallways are quite narrow. So it's just like maneuvering big suitcases or very many bags or whatever is just like, it's not fun.
Not conducive to a good time.
Yeah. And then the bathroom was gross. And then, we were just like, okay, we went and we had our day out, and we came back and we went to bed.
We went to bed because we were tired. Because I mean, as anybody who's been to London or any big city knows, and they're well, maybe their first or second time here walking around. It's a walkable city, London. So you're going around, it's just hectic and it's just tiring. And you go back. We came back, and it was quiet, and we went to sleep. Then at like, I don't know what time it was. It was like midnight.
I think it was only midnight, yeah, but still.
Next door in the room started up.
Yeah.
They were having like a birthday party. It was like chaos. It was like some sort of
chaos.
It was like Game of Thrones was happening. The Red Wedding, people who know the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones was happening in that room. If you're a Game of Thrones fan and you've seen you've seen it, and you've seen the Red Wedding, it was happening in that room.
So we'd only been asleep like probably half an hour. I mean, we went to bed at like 11 or 11:30, and then they started up at midnight. And okay, fair enough, it's just midnight, like it's not that late yet. So we like tried to sleep. We tried to just sleep through it for a while, but then it just kept going and kept going. And I think I was going in and out of sleep. I mean, you have to remember, like, I'd already been traveling for 9 hours on a plane and then walking all day all around London. So it was like I was pretty tired. But they were playing music.
They were playing some sort of music, and there was a lot of hubbub. There was a lot of stabbing going on. There was a lot of like, playing David Bradley as I can't remember, it's Tyrell or whatever.
And then I think
no, Walder Frey, that's who it was.
I think I looked at the phone or something at one point, and it was about 3 then.
3 o'clock in the morning.
We let it go on for 3 hours.
It was like 3 hours of just like, and I was just like, oh my God.
Why is nobody like
Someone banged on our
complaining?
door. Someone banged on our door,
Yes.
and then it all went silent. And then they all kind of like laughed and went, so they were out in the corridor too.
Yeah, I think
it was
they
some
were.
sort of birthday party. Then all of a sudden, it was like, who else is staying here? Did they not hear this? What's going on? It's like,
I don't think you and I were even talking to each other though, because we were trying to sleep.
we were trying to sleep. We were so tired we couldn't really move. It was like we were like our bodies. If I wanted to go up and tell them to shut the up, then I couldn't. You know.
Yeah, I mean, me,
But
Dominic, Scott, we were all in the same
we were
room.
dead tired, and
none of
Scott
us
was
were-
snoring,
none
so
of
he
us-
slept through it. I think.
No, we didn't, because we talked then in the morning.
And
Yeah,
he goes, and he
because
heard it
none
too.
of us knew that each other was awake.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Until in the next morning. But anyway,
Until
go
the
ahead.
next
Until
one.
the next part.
The next. Oh my God. Anyway,
Someone
so the red wedding was going on next door.
It wasn't like banging.
No.
They just kind of like.
No, they didn't. It was a bang. It was like a doo-doo, as I remember.
Oh, was it?
Because it kind of woke me up because I was kind of
Okay.
getting into the rhythm of going back to sleep. And then it all went silent. I was like, what was that? And then all I heard was, ha 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 ha, and everybody started up again, And then all of a sudden, it's like through all this freaking hubbub, all we heard is, Weekter, Weekter, Weekter.
Oh my.
Weekter! 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 And I was like, is it Weekters? But who the hell is Weekter? They were like German or something, I guess, because they were going, or Russian or whatever. They were like,
No.
Weekter!
They were saying it into our door, I think. Like, they thought Weekter was in our room.
They thought we had Weekter. Well, I'm sorry, Weekter's not coming out because he knows the red wedding's going on next door.
We were just like, I was like, Weekter, what the? I was like, what is going on? Because it was very like, Weekter.
Woo!
No, they
It
were
was just-
saying it into our room. I felt like they were saying
I
it
thought-
into
no.
our room.
I thought they were just saying it. There was just some guy who was off his head on speed or something. It was just some guy who was off his head on speed.
They wouldn't
Sure,
shut
They
up.
wouldn't shut up.
They
But
just
no,
kept
and then
saying
the week that did it for whoever owned the place because they came up.
They came up then. Yeah.
And I heard them going, Can you keep it down, please? I heard him say that. Hold on, can you keep it down, please? Because other people are staying here.
We've
It's just like,
we've had complaints.
we've had complaints, and can you keep it down, please? So, and if you can just, thank you very much. Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
And of course, then they didn't. They were like, oh,
No,
so-
they did. I think.
they kind of did, and they died off. And then, we woke up the next morning and we were chatting to them and suggesting, who the was Weekter?
Did you hear them saying? Yeah, and
Weekter,
then Scott goes, "Oh yeah, they're saying
Weekter, Weekter. It was like Pavel Chekhov in freaking Star Trek. It was just like, oh my god. But yeah, that was like that's probably the worst hostel. That was the worst hostel
absolute
experience.
worst, yeah.
So
I
it's
was
like
protesting, like I wouldn't use a bathroom.
Yes.
It was just.
and
Like,
we should have, but we'd paid, and it was only like what? It was 10 quid each, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
something
cheap
like that.
as chips.
Yeah.
And you know what? Weekter, wherever you are, I hope you had a good time that night, mate.
I genuinely think maybe it was only even like £8
£8, yeah. I mean, you're not paying for
You
quality.
get what you paid for.
You're paying for Weekter.
you do get what you paid for, definitely. I
Yeah.
think. But that was definitely the only.
That was definitely the only
I mean, the one that we stayed at in Rome was really nice. Actually,
It was really nice,
inside.
yeah, and it wasn't too bad.
The neighborhood was a bit sketchy. It was a bit iffy.
Iffy, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Like,
We saw that guy getting stabbed on the street outside, didn't we? I was like, should we go
had
help
quite-
him?
We had quite a nice view. We had huge, like, shutters and everything. The room was really aces, actually.
It was really nice. I mean, that was a bunk bed I think we stayed in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one did have an elevator. It was like it fit literally just you and
It was
I
one of those
in it.
old-fashioned ones. This is in Rome, Italy. There was, it was one of those old-fashioned ones with the pull thing. You know, like it was very the one that Sean Connery and the guy had a fight in Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
It was that small, you know.
Yeah.
For people who haven't seen the film, go watch it. Who is your floor?
Did we have our own bathroom in that one? I can't remember.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
But yeah, that place was okay. The place in Malaga was okay, even though it did have the bathroom down the hall. And I'm wary of that anytime we book a place like that now because of the weekday hostel.
The weekday hostel, yeah, the weekday hostel.
But it was quite good. You know, it's like you can have a bathroom down the hall and it still be like kept clean, you know?
Yeah.
The floor kept dry and everything. I think there were signs in there that was like dry up after yourself if you get the floor wet or whatever. So that was good. The place that we stayed in New York City. We've stayed in a lot of hostels.
We stayed in a lot of hostels, yeah.
The place we stayed in New York City was a little bit like way north, like almost in Harlem, I think.
It was on, it was on like
upper west side.
Upper west side. It was like
Yeah.
125th Street or something, wasn't it?
Something, I can't remember. It was okay. It was a bit more youth hostel-y. Like I remember there being a bunch of like kid looking people down, which I don't have anything against, but
it was young.
You're a little bit wary of that because it's
a little
just
bit
like,
wary,
they might
little bit
be partiers, but
wary.
we were like up on, I don't know, the 5th or 7th floor.
Fifth or seventh floor. We never heard
quiet.
a thing. We were knackered. We were out.
But again, that one was like bathroom down the hall, but it was fine. I don't think anybody else was on our floor. Actually.
No one was on. No one. I didn't hear anything.
There were
didn't hear
only
anyone.
like maybe 4 rooms on the floor.
No one was, next door to us.
Yeah. So yeah, if you've never stayed in a hostel, I would definitely recommend it. Just do your research.
Apart from besides all our horror stories about,
Just don't drink the warm milk. Don't stay with anybody called Weekder.
Yeah.
Definitely look into it. Just do your research. If you want to save some money, it's a great option because, like I said, that the Weekder place, it was horrible. I say it was horrible, but it was one night at the end of the day.
It was one night.
Yeah.
One night.
I mean, it's like we went to Wales the next day and I showered there, so it was fine.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
£8 a person. You cannot beat that, really.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, so,
yeah, I think that's
it for story time.
For our story time, yeah.
Let us know some of your
we'll have
experiences in hostels. If you've had any, like, horror stories, anything, hopefully nothing too bad.
Hopefully nothing too bad. Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
But if you have any funny stories.
Funny,
like
or
people partying
next door like it was the Red Wedding. Yeah, just tell us.
Yeah, let us know in the comments section on the website. Or, we have created a YouTube for those of you.
Oh, yes.
Although those of you who are already listening are probably listening in podcast apps like iTunes or Anchor or Stitcher, or,
yeah.
But in case it's more convenient for some reason to listen on YouTube, to just pull up a YouTube window, we have started upload. I think we've only got one on there, but we are going to upload the rest of our podcasts onto YouTube. At some point, maybe we may start making some videos, maybe like behind the scenes podcasts. I mean, if we can get a little bit better of a setup so that you guys can have something to look at instead of just how we have it now. But we might start making videos. We might do like maybe, I don't know what the future may hold, but
she said.
But we would appreciate you subscribing just to support us, even if you never listen to it on there.
Even if you never listen to us, just subscribe. We appreciate it.
If you never listen to it on YouTube, I mean, you may prefer to listen to it on iTunes or whatever. But we are there now, so we appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you for listening.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.